is Markus time. And I'm really happy that you have time for me, that you can join this webinar. And today we're talking about what is the pivot point indicator and how we can use it. And we want to talk about the following topics, like what is the pivot point or the indicator itself? How is it calculated, the mathematic beyond this indicator, and how we can interpret and how we can use such things like the pivot points, and of course some different um, secrets about the pivot points and the bottom line. So make sure, or before we start, I want to introduce myself. I want that you make sure that you stay Jesus till the end of this webinar, maybe the end of this video, when I'll be showing you why this indicator is a very helpful tool, or could be a helpful tool in combination with several strategies. So, and this is me. I'm a real trader, not a demo account trader. I'm a real trader. I love to teach people. I want to share my experience with all of you, and I have a lot of speeches in German and in English, of course. I'm engaged in trading more than 20 years right now. I have my own trading and education service, Dauhau Trading, and by the way, I'm a trader at the asset management firm for Born, Stahlberg and Partner. If you want to have more information, or maybe you want to book your own counseling, free counseling appointment, then tradingandpersonality.com is your homepage. You can click on it, and then we can have a lovely talk about trading and maybe how I can help you with trading to find your own way. In this webinar series, I'm partnering with Admiral Markets, which is a broker and CFD broker that offers trading over 8,000 different financial instruments through one of the world's best trading platform, MetaTrader 5. And of course, finally, if you're watching this later on YouTube, maybe remember to like this video, share it with other traders, and subscribe so you will never miss an episode. Not only from me, from Jens and Paul too, because Paul is talking obviously on Monday, and Jens is talking normally on Friday. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's say again, welcome to our lovely Wednesday afternoon speech and this webinar. Please use your chance because the chat is open. Oprea, hello. And of course, and by the way, thanks a lot to my great host, Beyond the Scenes. He was opening this webinar. Thanks for that, for your great support. Okay, maybe you follow my webinars a couple of times, and then you know one of my views on the chart is always the human part. So even we are talking about the pivot points today, and then I want to switch your focus a little bit more to the human part of trading, because I'm engaged in trading since 20 years, and if you follow my story, you can read my own trading story at the homepage of Admiral Markets, of course. Then you will know that I lost everything with trading. I lost around about 50,000 euros through the whole time without knowing why. That's the worst part of it. I lost my family, and I lost almost my life about this. And so today I can say I only survived by having my own mentor. He was leading me from the worst, bad places up to the high sky and to my spot. I wouldn't be there. I couldn't teach you today without my own mentors. And this is why what I figured out about all the time, that trading is always a human part. The real trading success comes by 10% strategy, but 90% the human part. And this is the higher challenge, what you have to cope for if you want to become successful in trading. So this is my part always every Wednesday, to talk about some technical terms, but always to make clear and to tell you how you can include those technical topics into the human part, because you are important, not the technical part. You are. Ramesh from India. Wonderful. Greetings to India. So, Kibria, Ramesh, Vincenzo, nice to meet you again. You are more important because you're sitting in home in front of your screens, and you have your wishes, you have your dreams, you have your yes, your own challenges to cope for, and therefore the human part is the most important thing. So let's talk about today the people points, and ask your questions, whatever's in your mind. Please feel free to ask whatever you want, because the chat is open. There is no secret in trading. The biggest secret in trading is to realize there doesn't exist any kind of secret in trading. So what are people points? Let's have a look at the dictionary. The dictionary tells us a people point is a technical analysis indicator or kind of calculation used to determine the overall trends of the market over different time frames. Or there's another subscription in the dictionary. The people point is the basement or the basis for the people point indicator, but it also includes other support and resistance levels that are projected based on the people point calculation. So this is the official subscription, and people points are responsible for figuring out where we are in the market. And now we will figure out why this people point indicator can tell us to figure out where we are in the market. But let me tell this one before, it's not the holy grail. And it's not a just only reliable indicator. It's just a part of it's just a part of trading. And maybe I can share a little story with you today, because it's a really interesting topic, and I want to share you something with you. Because let me draw something. There was a special time in my life, in my trading career. I was focused just only on indicators, but I didn't know how to use them. And then my mentor come up with me to me and showed me this one. So I draw it in this slide here. It's no problem. So he made this one. He made a graph and said, Markus, look at this one. This is your money side, and this is the time side. So this is the time side. Okay. Normally, he said, he explained to me, it's years ago. And he explained to me and said, normally every trader starts with opening an account. Here we go. But knowledge, nothing there. Absolutely nothing. Maybe you read some newspapers or something else. But the normal way is focusing on the wrong things. Then you make a little bit money in the beginning of your trades. So maybe a little bit this one, a little bit up, a little bit down. But basically, especially the beginning, is always the same. Look at the numbers. 80% of all traders lose money. So you lose money and lose money and lose money and lose money. All the time you lose money. Little bit up, then to win something. It's like a trend, but basically you lose money. So the moment you start to lose money, you figure out, maybe I need a little bit of education. Oh my God. So then you start with webinars, seminars. You try something, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Then you use another indicator. So like me, and I know these people indicators since years, then it works again, then it doesn't work. So on this one, and at the end, you don't have any money, but at the end, you know almost everything. You reach the end of internet. You spend couple of times and hours and hours and hours and hours for webinars and videos on books, on seminars and whatever. At the end, and that's the real worst case, and based on my own experience, You know almost everything, but no more money on your account. So tell me, did you make a similar experience like me? So type in yes or no, yes or no. Type in the chat box, please, yes or no. Come on, share your experience with me. I was so open to you. I was so open to you. I shared with my own experience. So still on demo. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I got a lot of yes. Okay. If no, happy guy. Happy guy. Not as yet, but I'm learning after. So wonderful. Okay. But most of the people make exactly this experience. So then at that point, around about at that point, I met my teacher, and then he came up and said, Markus, if you go on, put some new, if you work for it, work for your money, stay away from trading, and then sometimes, yes, your account will increasing again. But he made this, the knowledge goes down. Okay. Oh, I asked my teacher, like 70 years ago, what does it mean? My account will rise up, but my knowledge will drop down. Does it mean that I will forget everything while my account is rising up? No, no, he said, not, no, it's not Alzheimer. It's not you don't forget what you learned, but but you know how you can interpret and how you can use all your knowledge when you need it and when you don't need it. And you know how indicators really important. And he explained me how to use and which one you really need and which indicators or information are really senseless. And this is an interesting graph. I know this graph since 16 years, 70 years right now. And this is really, really interesting. So, and this is what I want to explain you with this pivot point indicator. It's interesting, but you have to figure out if you can need it, if you need it for your own trading. Because you practice with real money, yes, of course, that was my problem. First mistake in my trading career, I learned with real money instead of trying with demo account. This is why I want to say, work with a demo account as long as you don't have your business plan, your trading strategy. Try it with demo account. But if you're a really smart guy, invest in your mentor. Try it with him together. And the moment you are stable, you know your strategy, you know the rules, you have deeper insights into trading, then start small account with real money. This is my advice for you. Of course, you put theory in practice. Yes, that's true. But this kind of theory, only a teacher can teach you. You know, there's a special sentence, I told it very often. If you want to reach a goal, you need to ask someone who is already there. It makes no sense to watch a video on YouTube. This is the absolutely advantage from this trading spotlight community and this trading spotlight videos and webinar series. Paul is a real trader. Jens is a real trader with real accounts. I am a real trader, and all of us, we have almost 20, 15, 20 years experience. This is a big advantage why this trading series is so cool and really why you can use it for your own trading. And you apply your knowledge, yes, of course, but always under circumstancing having a mentor or a teacher. And this, how you can use Jens, Paul, and mine webinars as your teaching, but it's not everything. How can I have you as my mentor? Okay, give me an email, send me an email. Please Google my name. This is Difor. I don't know where you're coming from, but you will Google my name and or visit my homepage, as I showed you, trading and personality. So here in this case again. So look at this one. There's my homepage, tradingandpersonality.com, English version, of course, and then you can we can get in touch to each other. Okay, let's go on. What is the pivot point? And yes, please send me an email because I cannot focus now on this email. Okay, we'll get in touch to each other. So pivot points are used by traders in equity and commodity exchanges, and they were created at the stage in Chicago and in New York, why traders are really traded equity and commodity exchanges, and on this two, especially these two places. And they were calculated based on the high, low, closing price of the previous trading sessions, most of the times the last day. And they are used to predict support and resistance lows in the current or the upcoming sessions. And this is a smart knowledge. This is really interesting because trading is based on human people, always. You know, it is always having. And if you could see a resistance from yesterday, it's maybe really predictable that people will see the same resist or support next trading day. And this is the sense or the deeper knowledge of the pivot points. And those support and resist levels can be used by traders to determine entry and exit points, maybe both for stop losses and profit taking. But there's always a but. And I'm talking about special things, there's always a but. It's not the Holy Grail. And you know, again, if we have a look in the book map or in the order book, you will never find a pivot point in order book. You know, in the order book, you only will find numbers, just numbers, buyers, sellers, and the middle row, middle column, the price. That's all. That's really all what you will find in bookmap. So even the pivot point is made by human people. It was founded by those people. They found it in equity and community exchanges. It's not the Holy Grail. It's not an ultimate truth. But by the way, that doesn't exist an ultimate truth, because you know everything comes from us, everything. So for example, this is a pen. For you and me, it is a pen. But if a little puppy dog comes in, it would bite on it. So for a little puppy dog, it's a chew toy. It's a chew toy. So this is the best proof ever that everything comes from us. So it's not an ultimate truth. It doesn't exist in real. Think it through. It doesn't exist in real. It's for you and me, it's the pen. For a dog, is it a chew toy? Would this pen be ultimative existence? Then the dog would write a letter with it. Think it through. Now we can compare it to our charts. We're on the right side of the chart. But there's no ultimate truth. Of course not. If there would be, or if there were an ultimate truth, to be honest, everybody would see the same. And everybody would trade long or short. But in this case, there couldn't be a trade, because a trade only exists by buyers and sellers. Can you follow my thoughts? This is really deep stuff, guys. Really deep knowledge. And the relation to pivot point is the same. Pivot points were made by human beings long time ago. They found this kind of behavior by watching the charts, by watching the equity and commodity exchanges. But it isn't an ultimate truth, like the pen and the chew toy and the pen, you know. So there doesn't exist an ultimate truth. So put it in the right point in your minds. Put in the right side in this point. So it's just an helpful tool. And you know, human beings has their own awareness of everything you see in the chart and of course in your life too. So, and this is how they are calculated. Now, let's go on how they are calculated. If you have any question about this really, really deep, thoughtful stuff, ask me. It's beyond the scenes. This is why I always say trading is human part. It's a kind of humanity, and we should go back to more humanity to each other, to be more friendly to each other, because there doesn't exist an ultimate existence. Never, never, and never. So how is this calculated? We have several different methods for calculating such pivot points. So the most common is by the 5-point system. 5-point systems means you have the days high and low, high, low, close, along with 2 support levels and 2 resistance levels, totaling 5 price points to derive a pivot point. And this is the system. So, and that's in the brackets, you can see there's my lovely word. Could you find it? Can you see it? What is my lovely point? What's the lovely word in the brackets? Totally 5 price points. That's it. And you know, we always trade prices, no more, no less. You never will trade and share. You will never trade a currency. You will never trade a commodity or something else. You always trade the price. So the equations are as follows right now. So this is the real calculation. I don't want to explain it exactly, you can see it, but it's not really important. You can see it with a wonderful indicator from Admiral Markets in MetaTrader 5, and I will show you, especially it's more important, how we can use them. So, but basically the pivot point is calculated by high-low close divided by 3. This is the pivot point from the previous day. So, and the rest, of course, first level is R1 is 2 times pivot point minus low. The first support is 2 times pivot point minus high, and so on and so on, and the rest. So you can see it. I only wanted to show you this to complete this the calculation. So, guys, let me say I'm really, really happy that so many people this afternoon here with me. I'm really grateful and appreciate it a lot that you spent your lifetime. I know it's different time in India right now, or in UK, or in Australia, or in wherever you are, and I'm really, really happy for that, because it's not, how should I say, voluntarily that you spend your lifetime with me. So I'm really happy for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 7 p.m. Okay, evening. Okay, that's okay, I guess. So Ramesh, it's okay. 7 is okay. Okay, how they calculate the pivot points? If we talk about stocks, we have specific hours of the day. You know, in Germany, the stocks opens at 9 a.m. and they closed at 5:30 p.m. In USA, for example, they open at 9:30. Oh, 9:30. I don't know right now, but they were closed at 4 p.m. and so around the clock. But now have In Bangladesh, 7 to 5 p.m. Okay, this is a good time. It's in the evening. Thanks for being with me this afternoon. So you see, for stocks, it's easy to calculating these pivot points because we have a special opening and we have a special close in shares. But we have also 24-hour markets like Forex market. So we have to calculate it by New York time. For example, there's an official closing time at 4 p.m. Eastern Summer Time on a 24-hour cycle. But quick reminder, Forex market is calculated most of the times by Frankfurt in Germany or by London in England. So, and since the GMT time is also often used in Forex trading, so we have to use 1 minute before midnight and opening at midnight the new session. So while it's typical to apply pivot points to the chart using data from the previous day to provide support and resistance levels for the next day, you can also use weekly chart pivot points. This is what I'm doing. So for example, you trade in 4-hourly charts like me. It makes no sense to work with the pivot point from that day because, 4-hourly chart, it makes no sense. So maybe if you use 4-hourly chart, it might be a good idea to work with the pivot points from weekly chart. Also, you work with daily chart, then you should work with weekly chart pivot points. So if you trade maybe in hourly chart or maybe in 5-minute chart, then it might be a good idea to work with pivot points from a previous day. This is a good idea. But the moment you go up more than 1 hour charts, it's the better idea to work with weekly chart pivot points. Just sharing a small experience secret from myself. So this would be for swing traders. It's really a good idea to work with pivot points from the weekly chart. Okay, now how to interpret and how to use pivot points. They're only just standing, how should I say, they're standing for primary support and resistance. Pivot points just only support and resist, of course. So that means that the largest price movement is expected to occur exactly at this price, not always. Otherwise you would have 100% strategy, but that doesn't exist, a 100% strategy. The other support and resistance levels are less influential, but they may still generate significant price movements because we're going to have to look at the chart right now. So pivot points can be used in 2 different ways. The first way is to determine the overall trend in the market especially. So if you have a price above the pivot points, then you can say, okay, the market is basically facing upwards. But if the price drops down through the pivot point to the lower side, okay, then the price is really weak and we can say the trend, the overall trend is facing downwards. So you can say we have a bearish market or maybe we have a bullish market, but it's just an indication. So let's go a little bit deeper right now. Please careful, listen to me. Let's go deeper. It's based on what? The pivot point is based on what? On the price. Without a price, you wouldn't have a pivot point. So what comes first? There is a really interesting discussion through the world. What was first, the chicken or the egg? What was first? In this case, maybe it's a kind of believing. So if you believe in God and in a creator, then you might say, okay, the chicken was first. No chicken, no egg. If you believe on evolution theory, by the way, it's just a theory. It's just a theory. It's not proven. Evolution is not proven. Otherwise, think it through. We would have an evolution today as well. But humans will bring humans. Animals will birth animals. End of discussion. It's just a theory, and basically, you can Google it. Evolution theory is never really proven. But that's a believing system. You can believe whatever is in your mind. So, but this is a special question. But in trading, we we don't need any kind of discussion, because the answer is really easy. What is more important, the price or the pivot point? Okay, that's really easy to answer, because the pivot point is based on the price. So no price, no pivot point. No price, people would trade, no pivot point. No order book, no pivot point. So that's easy. So what is more important? Price, of course. First comes the price and then the pivot point. So keep that in your mind, that the price is always the basement of every kind of trading. Cause come on, just a quick look. Let me show you this one. This is the book map. So you can see this is the real book map. So on the right side. So you see that's the real book map. Can you see a pivot point there? Can you see that right in the right side? That's the book map. Can you see pivot point there? I cannot see a pivot point. Can you see there a pivot point in the chart? No, just only numbers, no more, no less. So, and in the middle column, you see the price. No pivot point indicator, just only the price. So the pivot point indicator is based and calculated by a price. So, and as you know, and as explained to you very often, follow please the YouTube channel from Admiral Markets and Trading Spotlight. Maybe my lovely host beyond the scenes can give you the link to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Then you can follow, because I talked about the price and bookmap in the past. You will find these videos. Type in the chat, type it in the searching area, and then you can find it. So this is what you should keep in your mind. Everything is based on the price. That's all. Okay. The second method is to use pivot point price levels to enter and exit the markets. Thanks, Roman. Thank you very much. So for example, a trader might put a limit order to buy 100 shares if the price breaks a resistance level. So then that can go in or out of a trader. Or alternatively, a trader might set a stop loss at or near a support level. This could be a really interesting idea. So, and while at times it appears that the levels are very good at predicting price movement, there are also times when the level appears to have absolutely no impact at all. So like any technical tool, profits won't likely come from relying on one indicator exclusively. This is the really important stuff in trading. Don't rely this indicator at all. It's just a helpful tool. So the success of having a pivot point system lies squarely on the shoulders of you and me, and depends on their ability to effectively use it in conjunction with other forms of technical analysis. And that was one of my biggest mistakes ever. I do around 7 years. I spent 7 years of my worthful lifetime to figure out. And the end, I figured it out. There doesn't exist a holy grail. But to be honest and I want to share this story of myself. I spent so much time with one indicator I read an internet article by using pivot points, for example. Then, oh, that was you. Oh, great. I want to try it. I need to try it. So I put it in my software. I don't know which one is I used that time. I put it in and then I tried, I followed the rules, but I have no knowledge. I missed, I had, at that time, I had a big lack of deeper knowledge. So I failed because I was focused on one indicator. And that special time, people points, RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, whatever. And this was a big mistake. Never rely one indicator. You should make a combination between real trading, and real trading means follow the footsteps of the smart money and follow the price. That's all what you have to know. All the other technical indicators can be anything from price to trend filter to help establish the trend direction. So, and if you read this really, really carefully, then you will find the most important words: price and trend. Can you see it? Price and trend. Come on, I will help you because I think this is so much more important than anything else. That's the two words. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Trend and price. Price and trend. Here we go. That's the most important words. Follow the smart money, always. And this is a really interesting thing. This is, in my opinion, the most important thing, that you follow the smart money. So, hi Mark, do you think trend trading is more powerful than breakouts? That's the wrong question. Russell, that's the wrong question. Breakout is a part of trend trading. And you see, this is deeper knowledge. This is why I try to explain. You need to go to school and train it and learn trading. Because breakout, it's kind of explosion at a special top point, but it is a part of a trend. It's not more important or less important. It's not powerful. It's not more powerful or less powerful. It's a kind of strategy. But if you think it through, Russell, if you think it through, you cannot have a breakout without a trend. Because a breakout always takes place at a top or a low. And where is the top or low? It's the top or low from a trend. It's the moving point, the turning point in the market. There the breakouts take place. So that's a part of the trend. Just by the way, you know what I try to explain. So, okay, the greater the number of positive indications for a trade, the greater the chances for success. So that's a wonderful question from Russell. What is more powerful? And this is what the last sentence means. You have to combine these things. Okay, so let's go to the chart. Not this one. Here we go. So, and I prepared a little bit for you because now we have a share. This is Amazon, and this is the 4-hourly chart, for example. And now that's the pivot indicator. You can use it on so you can use it here on. So I will show you in MetaTrader 5. You have Admiral Pivot Point. So by the way, follow our community, Trading Spotlight community on Traders Yard, and I will share our advices and trades. So put it in the chart. Then if you, as I explained, if you trade maybe in 4-hourly chart, then it's a good idea to use it in weekly chart. Change it time frame for people points in weekly chart. Then go on, and then you will see that's the people points from last week, and it might be a good idea to work from the weekly chart. So even if you work in a 5-minute chart, it might be a good idea for in daily chart, for example. So thanks, Roman. He put the link into the chat box for MetaTrader SE. It's the shortcut for a special edition. So actually, you can see we are below the pivot point at the moment. So and now you can see the market is open since 10 minutes right now. So as you can see, okay, actually we are at, so let's see, actually we are exactly at the support level 1. So, and this is interesting because you could see the moment we had a close below the pivot point, the price drops down. You see, it's a forward chart. In 5 minutes, you could see it's completely. So let's see, in 5 minutes, for example, you could see it's a interesting downtrend. So you see, and here we go. That was a downtrend. And the moment we felt into below the pivot point, we directly, the price directly dropped down to the support level 1. Okay, so this is first option to figure out where is the overall trend, or the, yeah, how should I say, the short-term trend actually. So you can see this is the price drops down. Here we go. After the price broke through the pivot point to the lower side. So, and now there's an interesting, maybe it might be an interesting trading idea. If, so basically I can see this is a little bit uptrend. In my opinion, this is an uptrend. So maybe this one. So movement, correction, movement, correction, movement, correction. So this is interesting because now actually look at this one. That's my lovely point 2. And result, here we go. Breakthrough, you see? A breakthrough to the point 2. But point 2 is part of a trend. You see? No trend, no breakout. No breakout without the trend. That's interesting. So now you can see, after we had this big move to the upper side, the pivot point can really help us. Because if the price breaks through the pivot point, for example, so the point 2 and support 1 is the same level. So you see, pivot points are related to a trend. And this is what I try to explain to you all the time. No trend, no price, no pivot points. So in this case, you can work with such things. So this is, for example, another one. This is US dollar Swiss franc. This is Forex market. So let's have a check. Weekly chart. Yes, of course it is. So here we go at the same. So basically, you can see we have this downtrend. Here we have this downtrend. And here you can see it's really interesting. Here we go. That's the pivot point. And you see there takes place a little kind of stabilization. But afterwards, after price dropped down below the pivot point, the price fell directly down to support level 2. And now you can imagine, it's kind of prediction actually, that we will reach the support number 3 as well. Because a little bit lower, there's the deepest low since in the last year. So in that case, you can use maybe the pivot point indicator. Or another way, if you work maybe as an entry or stop loss, so you can see, we see the stabilization maybe at the support level 1, which means, okay, we can open a new position in trend direction, and maybe, okay, no, this one, maybe we can see where are the resists. Oh, What an accident. Oh, Jesus, look at this one. Support level 2 is almost exactly at the last point 2. Oh my God. What an accident. Price. Quick reminder, think about the price, guys. So maybe this could be an interesting target. If you work without the price indicator, this could be a really interesting entry point. And if the price goes up or above the point, the pivot point, so resistance 2 or 3 might be a good target, for example. So that's a little bit introduction how you can use the pivot points, but they only are based, of course, on a price. Never forget that. The bottom line of pivot points explains in that way pivot points are a great way to identify areas of support and resistance, but they work best when combined with other kinds of technical analysis. First kind of technical analysis, trend. Second one, price. Never forget. Pivot points are based on a simple calculation, and while they work for some traders, others might not find them useful. Let me open to you. I don't use them. Why? They're based on price. That's all. I see the price and I see the support and less resistance. And I figured out in my trading career, it could be a little bit confusing. But try it. If you want, try it. But you will see the more experience you have, the less you need those indicators. There is no assurance the price will stop at or reverse at it or even reach the levels created on the chart. No guarantee. No guarantee in the market. Or other times the price will move back and forth through a level. And as the same with all indicators, it should only be used as a part of complete trading plan. Oh, by the way, do you have a trading plan? Maybe you remember my question, I guess it's 3 weeks ago. I asked you, do you have a business plan? And almost all of you said, no, I don't. So 3 weeks later, time flies by. Don't forget, we have only this one lifetime. I want to ask again, do you have a business plan right now? Do you have a business plan yet? If not, then let me be really frankly to you, you cannot reach any kind of goal without having a business plan. So, and only if you have a business plan or a trading plan, then you only can know, or you only will know, how you should use such kind of indicators. So this is a quick conclusion at the end. Oh my God. Sorry, Roman, for that. Pivot points are a technical analysis indicator and used to determine the overall trend. And it's a kind of prediction for setting targets, stop losses, but it's just only a helpful tool with combination with several trading strategies. And it's a determination for the bullish or the bearish market. So I hope you learned a little bit about the pivot indicator, and now you have to make your own decision if you need it. The most important decision is to open an account at Admiral Markets, because this is the only requirement to come into Trading Spotlight community. We have almost 200. I guess we missed 4 guys. 4. We only missed 4, then we crack the number of 200 wonderful and lovely people like you in this Trading Spotlight community, where Paul, Jens, and myself, we share our trading ideas there almost every day. And on tradersyacht.com, group number 312, open a real account, put a little bit deposit on it, and then we can trade together and you can follow my trades. So on Friday, my continuous partner Jens will talking about sentiment trading strategies for a Euro USD. The second, third of Friday, October, Friday, tomorrow, next Friday, yes. And thank you. Guys, thanks you a lot. If you have any questions about me, Admiral Markets, or whatever, here is email address, YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe our YouTube channel. And I want to finish to say thank you. Thank you for all of you, every single person of you, wherever you are. I know what it means to share your lifetime with you. And I did everything and I make a lot of effort to share my experience with you because it's a part of my mission. It's my purpose of existence to help you, to make you successful with trading, and more than that, to make you happy. And the first step to be happy is be friendly to each other. Is it hard? No, it costs nothing. Let's be friendly to each other. Try it, and we will see each other next week on Wednesday again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a nice time. God blessing you. Take care for yourself in these hard times, and always be careful about your thoughts. You know, they are the beginning of your actions. See you. Bye-bye.